life and carve a little space for you. It feels nice. It's strange. Maybe I just knew I had to wait for you.
Hey everyone, what is up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Asselin if you're new here, and I'm here with my best friend Logan from home. And we posted a picture on Instagram, and if you're not following me on Instagram, it's at abby.asselin. Totally should, and you should follow her too. What's yours?
I think it's lrsheffield.
lrsheffield. So I will have
Just
those.
go to her photo.
I'll have those right here and then like down below and stuff, so you can follow us. But posted a picture together, and we wanted to film a Q&A together because we thought it'd be like really fun and different. And I haven't done a Q&A in a while, and got 101 comments. So we have a lot of the questions are similar though. So we're just gonna try and answer all of them as quickly as we can, but it'll be great. If you guys are new here, you should totally go ahead and click the subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. And if y'all think I should do a Q&A by myself that's like more like personal and stuff to my life, let me know, because I haven't done one like that in a long time. So definitely let me know. First question is fave thing and least fave thing about college. Curious to hear about the different opinions between you and Logan.
I think that like favorite thing is kind of like being on your own and not being home anymore, because you obviously miss your parents and your friends from home, but it's kind of nice like being on your own schedule and not having to go to school from like 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. anymore. It's just kind of like whenever you make your schedule. I think the least favorite thing is also like being away from your family and your friends.
I think my favorite thing is definitely like the independence you have, and like not having to go to school from like 8 to 3 is so awesome. Like I don't know how we did it, like going from 8 to 3, going to practices, taking like 7 college classes. Like I don't know how we did it, because I take 2 classes there. If I have 2 classes in one day, I'm like dead. But my least favorite thing is it's like really stressful, because I feel like it determines the rest of your life, which it does in a way, but at the same time it's like grades aren't everything. But what you do in your 4 years at college, if you don't use them right, then
yeah,
you know, you're like,
I think the worst thing about like college classes versus high school classes is like a lot of my classes were just like 3 exam grades.
I got a lot of questions like this, so I'm just gonna answer this one first, but if they were similar to this, then we'll like try and address it. But how do you guys stay friends with not going to the same college? So we literally FaceTime all the time. Like
I would say at least once every other day, but I would probably say like every day, multiple times a day.
But we have like phases like where we won't talk to each other because like we're really busy, but we understand that, and like we'll still text. Because we text about like anything and everything.
There was like 1 week in March we both had like 3 tests each week, and we didn't really talk a lot for those 2 weeks. But then like you just have to like understand that the other person's busy, and just because like they can't talk to you for a week doesn't mean they don't like love you and care about you.
It's a good way to start up a YouTube channel without a camera or lighting. I just have my phone. Is that high enough quality? Also, what would be a good first video to start off with? So I guess this is just for me to answer. My first video was explaining why I made a YouTube channel. I think that's a good idea. Like if you have a lot of friends that like you would be like saying like, hey, I like made a YouTube channel, like check it out. I think doing why you started a YouTube channel as your first video is a good idea. And also for anyone that finds your channel in the future, they can go back and like see why you started. I think that, or like doing like a 20 random facts about me video would be good. And it's totally fine to use your iPhone. Like camera quality is so good nowadays that like you can literally use an iPhone and it's fine. I still to this day don't use lighting. I use natural light. So
I remember when you posted your first video, it was like crazy. Yeah. Because she wanted to do it for so long. We were all just like, do it.
And I was just like, no, people are gonna judge me in high school.
But who cares?
And then I came to college and I like had no friends, and I was like, I don't care, I'm gonna do this now. How do you stay motivated? Sometimes I get in moods where I don't want to do anything but lay in bed, even though I have so much to do. We both feel this a lot, because I know like both of us can like spend hours in bed.
I think the biggest advice that I have is like telling yourself that like for me, like the end of the semester, like April was like really hard, because I was like, oh, I don't want to study for these exams and I don't want to like do my homework. But just like think about like the month like prior or after like all your exams. Think about like how good you'll feel in the summer if you like make the grades you need to. It will be over soon. Like everything, like all semesters come to an end, and it's really hard though. Like we would text her and be like, wow, life sucks. Like I just want to lay in bed. Like we're both accounting majors, not obviously, but I feel like
look at us, you know, we're accounting majors.
And like sometimes you're just like, wow, I'd rather punch myself in the face than do these journal entries. But you're just like, do the journal entries, get it over with, figure this out. And it's just like, okay. But
I think that staying motivated and like sense of urgency is like a huge thing. I feel like it's hard for me to get things done if I don't have a sense of urgency. Like, so that's why procrastination is such a big thing, because you don't start doing something until you feel like it needs to be done. But if you have to like create a sense of urgency for yourself, like you can just like create like a false deadline for something. Like if I like know I want to get a video filmed, I need to be like, I have to get this done tomorrow, and then that's my like false sense of urgency. Do you have tips on how to consistently go to the gym? For me, I think that if you have someone to go with you in your first like few weeks of going, like I know that I went with Griffin a lot in the fall semester, and then I went with Julia a lot in the spring, and that kind of helped me get in the routine. But then once I like had the routine going, it was really easy for me to go by myself. If you buy new workout clothes, it doesn't have to be like Lululemon or anything, but it is the best. But you can get like other workout clothes. That always motivates me to go. I always think about how good I feel afterwards, and I've told you guys that, like how good you feel after you eat healthy, how good you feel after you work out, like just thinking of how that makes you feel and how proud of yourself you'll feel afterwards just gives me enough motivation to go.
Whenever I really started wanting to work out, like junior year, we went to the same gym, and she would be like, oh, like just keep going, just keep going. Like Abby's very motivational. I mean, most of y'all probably know that.
Tips for a long distance friendship, I guess this is a little bit different than the question earlier. Just some like brief tips is like, definitely just understand that you both live different lives. You both have to make efforts, and like she always says, like sometimes friendships are like more one-sided than the other, like at times, just depending on what's going on in the other person's life.
Relationship's not always 50-50. Like it can be 80-20. Like people have bad days, people have good days. Just keep in contact and be like completely transparent with that person. And I mean, that's how we've made it work, I feel like.
What tips do you have for college freshmen? College freshmen. Freshman year was my worst year. If you guys want to know more about that, go stalk my channel and go to the very uncomfortable videos that I really like wish people wouldn't watch, but they're on there and I'm not going to delete them because I feel like they're really wholesome and genuine content that could help a lot of you guys. Freshman year was the worst year of my life for sure, but tips for freshmen, I think that you just really need to push yourself out of your comfort zone, make an effort to like know more people and get to know people, and try your best, because you don't want to like slack off in school and have a really crappy GPA after your first semester when you're about to take a ton of really hard classes that are going to knock your GPA down even more.
Try to get involved. Like I know my first year, like after fall semester I was like, oh, I'll get involved spring semester, and then after spring I was like sophomore year, but then like sophomore year, like I actually like had friends that we like wanted to get involved in different organizations. We're just like, oh, get involved in this, get involved in that. But it's like, it's really hard your first year.
It is
you're just
really
like
hard. Just
a
try.
baby. You're just like a little baby, and like you're just scared.
What are the best Christian music albums y'all recommend? I really like Elevation Worship and Hillsong. I feel like everyone likes them. And then I grew up listening to Sean McDonald. I feel like a lot of people might not know who he is, but he has like very like calming like Christian music that's like really good, and it's kind of like acoustic guitar feel, but he's really good. I'm trying to think.
I feel like I always just go on Spotify and
like go on the
and it has
genres.
like such good like music. Like whenever
so
I'm driving, like to listen to, like it's very calming. And
and Need to Breathe is so good. I love Need to Breathe. How did you start your channel?
She was scared of her mind for the longest time. I have a younger sister. They would like bond over the fact they both like binged YouTube 24/7, and she just like wanted to do it so bad. And then I was like, dude, like if people judge you, like if people are judging you because you want to follow your dream, just like
that's what I had to tell myself. I was like, if people are belittling me like in their head or to my face at the fact that I'm following my dream, like that is all on them. That has nothing to do with me.
What's different in like starting a YouTube channel versus like going for like an occupation?
How did y'all meet? How long have you been friends? We had a lot of questions like this. So we were friends on Facebook in 8th grade.
Middle school,
and she like did the like post every day for a year thing on Facebook, and I always loved reading them because she like would do like this really detailed thing every day. She'd be like soccer with like a little heart, and then like had class with like so-and-so, and you'd like post pictures of like you and your boyfriend and everything, and like it was just like really funny. So we were friends on Facebook, so like we knew who each other like was. But then freshman year we both had English together, and like were our seats assigned? They were.
They were. And Abby was like super shy, and I was like, well, I'm here to make friends. It's like she's
like, really like chatty, and like she'll talk to anyone.
And I was like talking to her and stuff, and she was like, haha, like
I was just like, this
crazy
girl,
like,
because I remember she asked me about like this guy that I was talking to. That was the very first thing she asked me. I was like, I don't even know you. Like, how do you know this? Because like I just don't tell a lot of my personal life to like a lot of people and like my friends. It's a little bit different now. Like, but when I was, she knows, like my freshman and sophomore year, like I said nothing about like my personal life.
She was like very closed off, but then so like we knew each other like freshman and sophomore year, like had a lot of same classes, and then like junior year I think we had like 6 classes together out of 7. We had a lot, and then it was just, it's like the most random thing because we like had chemistry together. It was just awful. It was D chemistry, and it was awful. I just struggled like with anxiety, or like how she was gonna grade.
And like all of our other classes were really hard. Like Logan and I are like big go-getters. Like we were number 2 and 3 in our class. Like I mean, we were like really big go-getters, and we like always like worked really hard and everything, and school was such a big priority to us in high school, and it still is now. But we pretty much like just bonded over the fact that we were both taking really hard classes and like playing sports and just balancing all this different stuff. But we ended up like having a sleepover one night, and it just kind of like turned into having a sleepover like every night.
The first night was like okay, let's do work. And then it was like, I went over to her house, and then the next I was like, oh, you'll spend the night at my house. And it was like a 2-week straight thing.
And then it was like the rest all the way up until like the end of senior year. Like we would
once a week.
stay with each other at least once a week.
Yeah.
And we would just like do school, study for the ACT, that kind of stuff.
Just anything.
It's like, I think that like if you have friendships like that where y'all like know how to have fun and like work really hard, like if you can balance that, like that is a power.
You can't have a friend that doesn't.
Best memory together. I would say mine is probably like those sleepovers, because like we just got so close over that period of time, and
we went from like not even being friends, like we were like in the same groups, like being like
in the
same best friends. Like we like barely texted to like now and then
every day.
Texted every single day, like
about anything and everything too. And like I think that's my best memory, just because like she's the first friend I've had that I've like truly like opened up to. Like I like yay. Favorite thing to do together: get coffee and shop.
Yeah,
we shop
and get Chipotle.
And Chipotle, yeah.
And take our dogs to the beach.
Yeah, we love doing all that.
We love our
stuff.
pets, Lily and Ella and Malaya.
Yeah, our 3 little dogs. Best advice on dealing with school overwhelming you. I'm also an accounting major, and it definitely has been a rough semester. I feel you, girl. This was a rough semester for me too. Gosh, whenever you get overwhelmed, it's just really important to keep a balance in your life. I found that like when I would go and work out, like to take a break, I just like felt so much better. Even if I was just like going on a walk or something, or like go and get dinner with your friend, and like make sure you're prioritizing yourself. Like get sleep, drink water.
You can't do schoolwork all day every day. Like you have to take gradual breaks. Either it's like, I found that if I would like study at home in the morning, like taking like a 2-hour break, or like going to Starbucks and just like hanging out, or like watching YouTube videos, or like watching Netflix, or pretty much anything. Like you just have to like give yourself time, because you're just gonna get burnt out.
Have you guys ever felt alone or overwhelmed by life? And if so, how did y'all manage it and get better? I'm really struggling right now and could use some advice. Yeah, I felt really alone my freshman year of college, because I only knew like 2 people going into my school, and I went to Alabama obviously, and there were just like so many people there, and I didn't rush, and like I felt like everyone and their mother around me rushed, and she didn't rush. Well, she went through rush in the fall, but she ended up just like deciding it wasn't for her. But it's like, I don't know, when you're alone, it's just really important to like make sure you at least like try and talk to people. Like I would talk to her, I would talk to my mom, and I think it's just important, like you can like marinate in your sadness. I heard Olivia Vargas say this the other day on YouTube. She was like, if you're like sad and depressed, like let yourself be sad and depressed, but like don't stay in it forever. Like you need to like acknowledge that you're feeling sad, but then you have to do something about it. You can't just like be like, I'm sad, I'm not gonna do anything about it.
I think like the biggest thing about being like sad and like overwhelmed and just like kind of lonely is, I remember like freshman year, I would go to my classes, and like sometimes I had small classes, sometimes I had large classes. So like in the large and small, and just like talk to somebody. Like everyone feels the same. Everyone's like, wow, I know nobody. Like how am I gonna, like if I need help, like who's gonna help me?
Favorite things about your friendship?
My like a favorite thing I have is like that week we were both so busy, like we didn't really talk like very much at all. But then like you can literally just call, like we always answer FaceTime. You can literally just call each other up, and we'll always answer. And like just knowing that she wouldn't be mad at me for like not talking to her, just like being understanding, like that's like the biggest part of a friendship, is like just realizing that the other person's busy, and that if you need them, they're like always there. And like I also like sometimes I feel like do stupid stuff, and she always like understands, and like it's like, oh, that's what you should do. Like just having a friend that's like
we can give each other advice that's like unbiased. Like we're not gonna say something just because they're a friend, we don't want to like hurt their feelings.
It's like,
we're gonna be straight up with each other. How did you get over being homesick while in college? I went home a lot my first semester, and I really don't suggest doing that. Like I really missed out on so much, but I also didn't know that many people, so it probably was better that I did that, because I would have been like really sad and alone. But
yeah, I think we both went home.
Like I went home almost like every 2 or 3 weeks. And that's like
once a month. And I just like missed my like mom and my sister, and obviously my dad too, but like I'm just like closer with my sister.
And I think that being away at school made me closer to my family, and I think that's the case for a lot of people. Like I know Griffin said the same thing like happened with him. So I just think that
you appreciate them more.
Yeah, you just appreciate them more, and I think that that's almost really comforting, and kind of helps you get over the homesick feeling too. What are some weird things y'all can only do with each other? I don't know how to answer this. Like,
I wouldn't say only with each other, because sometimes people just like want those cute like buy themselves pics with like their ice cream or their coffee on Instagram. It's like, I know that she'll always be like, oh hey, let me take this of you. Like she'll notice it, even if I don't want a photo of myself, she'll be like, hey, let me take a cute pic of you, and I'll be like, oh hey, this is really cute, like the lighting's great. Like
those friends are important.
Yeah, you need those friends, because sometimes you're just like, oh, this cute pic, I want to post it.
First impressions of each other. I love you so much. Love you too. I think that my first impression of Logan was that she was just like, I thought she was like a really like popular person, and she was like just really like chatty and outgoing.
Opinion on you was like everyone knew Abby as like the beautiful girl in our grade. Like I was like, oh my god, have you seen Abby Asselin? Like she's so beautiful. Like going to grade, everyone's like, ooh, that new girl's so cute. And I'd be like, who is this girl everyone's talking about?
New girl. I literally like lived in this town for 7 years at this point, but like nobody knew who I was because I went to like a random freaking middle school and everyone else went to school.
And
together.
then I had English with you, and I was like, oh, this that new girl. And she was just like very quiet, which I mean, obviously she's beautiful, but
it was just hard for me like to make friends freshman year because I just like came from a random middle school, but it worked out fine.
Same.
Funny inside joke that we have, I don't know, like I feel like we've had them in the past, but like I just don't remember any of them.
It's been so long.
Like I feel like we have certain words we like always say.
I used to always say turtles, and you used to
oh my gosh, that's a good inside joke. She would always just be like, oh, turtles, and I was like, what the frick is wrong with you? Like
it was because in school you can't say like, oh
yeah.
So I'd be like, oh, turtles, and
she just said
like,
turtles
what are you doing
all the time, so I guess that's a good one. And then we always say yeet, like
yeet.
It's just like, you want to come over later? Yeet, like
yeah. Want a good ice cream? Yeet. How's your day? Yeet. Just yeet.
It's just like an alternative to yes, it sounds cooler.
Redneck Riviera.
Yeah, just redneck things.
Yeah.
Redneck Florida things. How do you know when your friends become toxic? Okay.
Oh,
we can both attest to this one.
It's just kind of like when people like you can tell like aren't genuinely happy for you when something good happens.
Yeah,
like
when
if
they're like,
you get something good or something good happens to you and they're just kind of like, oh, awesome. Like when somebody like really cares about you, they like push you to apply for something, like try to get position,
yeah, not like competing with you. Like,
yeah,
don't try to compete with your friends. Like
yeah,
it's like not horrible.
Your life is like your own road. Like if you get an F on a test and your friend gets a B, like who cares? Like I'm sorry, it's like stinks, and like even throughout high school and college, like that's just gonna happen. Like people are better at some things than others, but like people are toxic when they don't like lift you up in bad times and when they don't like encourage you to do things out of your comfort zone. Like,
and they're toxic when they only come to you when they need something. That's the worst. And like when people take advantage of you, like,
and I feel like sometimes like I've noticed like some people don't like realize it's happening, but just like mention it to them. Like the best thing you can do is communicate with anybody, like a friend, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, like just be like, hey, like I don't know if you realize this, but this really hurt my feelings. And then like literally the problem will go away, your friendship will grow stronger. Like you have to have those friends that you can like kind of tell them like what hurt your feelings. So if you don't, like these things are gonna pile up, and then one day they're just gonna implode, and then the friendship's gonna be over.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be like
gonna happen.
Awkward like ending friendship that didn't really have an end. Would you rather live in the past or in the future? We talked about this the other day. We saw a comment. I would rather,
didn't we?
No, because I would rather what did I say?
I feel like if I lived in the past, I would like not do a couple things I did, which everyone says like hindsight is 20/20.
It is though.
But there's some things I think I did, like people I worried about that I probably shouldn't have, things I worried about that I probably shouldn't have, like stress I put on myself that was not necessary, that like if I could go back I'd be like, listen Logan, that was really stupid, you shouldn't have said that, you should have done that, and then just like erase.
Oh yeah, I think we said live in the past because if you lived in the future you could, I don't remember what I said, but it was like a really past, we said past. If you were to live in the future, your future would eventually become your past, if that makes sense. So if you relive your past, you'll like always be able to do that, but your future becomes your past. Does that make sense? That's like really like trippy and like deep, but how do you keep your faith present? I think a really important thing with this, like we all go through like seasons in life and everything, like where we're like closer to God, if like that's your religion or whoever you like worship, than you like are at other times. But I think the most important thing is like being grateful always. I think it's important to like stay in touch with your faith when things are going bad. Like that's when most people only do it, but they forget to like stay in touch with their faith when things are going well. Like you always like just being thankful, being grateful, and like in both highs and lows is really important.
Everything like happens for a reason, and people are gonna come in and out of your life, and things are gonna happen to you, and it's like easy to say like why me, but like things happen to everyone, like good things and bad things, and just knowing that like God has a plan for you if you believe in God, that he will like, if you trust in him, that he'll make your path straight.
One thing you think all incoming freshmen should know about college, you're gonna change.
Don't spend so much money on your room.
Yeah, don't do that. That's cute. We just like we do have like materialistic and non-materialistic advice. Yeah, like don't waste your money. That is a huge thing. I wasted a lot of money freshman year. But you just like be open to change. I think that's my biggest thing. Like that's not something you should know. You don't, but you should know that you're going to
college. I feel like you're just kind of this little baby that's been off on their own for a little bit. Like do something you think is crazy.
If I would have rushed, I feel like I would have like needed to like just drop, because I would have like needed to belong in a completely different sorority or something, just because who I was in the fall of freshman year is completely different than who I am now. Like literally two different sororities. Who is she? Like, it's completely, like, it's just weird that, like, look at how much you changed. How do you get over anxiety and missing out on college? Like, do you ever feel like you're not doing enough? Sometimes feel like I'm not getting the college experience because I don't go out and don't do as many things. Tips on how to get over that, or should I just do more? So it sounds like FOMO.
It's like hard because like we're both not in a sorority, and I know a lot of people that aren't in sororities.
Yeah.
And some people are, and like that's great if you are, but I think that girls that aren't do feel FOMO sometimes.
Yeah, because you don't get to go to like the date parties and you see like all your friends getting to do that kind of stuff. But like honestly, I feel like it didn't even affect me freshman year, because I just knew that like that wasn't like I don't need that. I don't know, like everyone's gonna have FOMO, but I think that as long as like you're not comparing your life to others, like your life is yours to live and not anyone else's to judge or look at, or yours doesn't need to be compared to anyone else's because everyone lives their life differently.
You're literally your own person.
Like you do what makes you happy. Like if you feel like you're wanting to go out just because you're scared of missing out, like then you probably don't truly want to go out. But like if you want to go out, then do it, or at least like try it.
I feel like I don't really get, I feel like sometimes I get FOMO, but it's not from like,
I don't know.
It's
real, but it's like not that serious.
I don't know. I think you only get FOMO if it's like your super close friends, and I feel like your super close friends, if you're like, oh hey, I'd rather not do that tonight, they won't do it and they'll reschedule.
If you could describe the other person in one word, what would it be?
I would say Abby's passionate.
Yeah, that's like, I use that in interviews when people are like, oh, can you describe yourself in 5 words? That's always the first word I say, because like I do everything with like,
she just always does like what comes to her heart first, and
which can be bad, but it's good too. My one word for Logan would probably be like just genuine. Like she is like so straightforward, and she's like herself unapologetically, which I like love. Like those are the best kind of people. So I definitely think that genuine is just a great word to describe her. Wondering if you had any advice for just starting out fresh and trying to find purpose. Read that book I mentioned in my giveaway video, You're Made for a God-Sized Dream. That will like make you want to find your purpose like no other, I promise. If you feel like you don't have a purpose, then you need to just be like experimenting with things that you really enjoy, and you need to make that a part of your lifestyle. Like for me, YouTube like has made me just like fulfill my purpose, I feel like, in a way, and it's made me so much happier. But starting out fresh, I think that like you just need to make everything in your life like new and fresh. Like I feel like I start over like every season. Like I don't know, like
start over.
Yeah, like new beginnings are not a bad thing. Like they're a good thing. Like there's beauty in new beginnings for sure. I always like to implement like a new routine every season. So like I change my morning routine up or night routine up every now and then, normally season to season. But like I just think that like just doing what you need to do, like if it's making new friends or like changing your lifestyle to be more healthy or less healthy if you're like too into it or something, like I don't know, just let yourself experience change and be open to that. What school does Logan go to? UF. We already said that, but
go Gators.
No. Then your greatest challenge in college so far, and then the strongest aspect of mine and Griffin's relationship.
The strongest aspect?
Yeah. So greatest challenge in college, mine would just, I just wish I could just say my freshman year, but that's way too broad. But I think mine was just like realizing that having a really crappy freshman year doesn't mean that the rest of my college career at Alabama was going to be terrible. I think just getting over being alone my freshman year and like not rushing and not having any friends was my biggest challenge. And my classes have been challenging, but that was nowhere near as tough as overcoming the personal like struggles I dealt with freshman year. What would you say your biggest challenge was?
Finding like a purpose. Like my first year was like, I was a health science major and then I switched to accounting, or my first semester actually. But it was just like hard because you go into college and take these classes and you just like don't really want to be there. You would rather be in your bed or be home or be actually like at home with your family. It's just like finding a desire and want to be there.
Yeah,
it was hard.
Strongest aspect of mine and Griffin's relationship.
I'll answer.
What?
I feel like he's so nice. Like
he is really nice,
like he's like a really nice guy, and I feel like that's like something that Abby like sometimes like hasn't found. And I feel like he's very like understanding. And
I was about to say,
he's literally so nice to me. So like
that's why I love that we like bring out the best in each other, and like I think that's so important in relationships, and we both just understand each other really well. Like, he pushes me outside of my comfort zone, and I love that. But then I've like, I don't know, I feel like we bring out good in each other, and that's just really good. And he truly is just so nice, and I love that. And I think that us understanding each other is like really good too. Do y'all ever wish that you went to school together?
Yeah, actually, remember we talked about it like a couple months ago. We were like, we should just like split the difference and went to a school like.
Yeah, and then like, so many of your friends like won't really understand things like the way that she does and stuff. Yeah, like she just knows you better, or knows me better. So it's just, I don't know. Favorite thing about one another?
Abby's, okay, so like obviously Abby's very fit. I think you all know this. But if I'm like, oh hey, feeling like kind of down about myself, like want to get back to working out and eat healthy, she's like, oh, like she gives me advice and tips on like how to do it. And like I think that if I ever need help, she just like sends me her best advice. She doesn't like bullshit me like in better words and be like, oh yeah, like you'll be fine, like do it. So like she actually sends me like I feel like instructions, like do this, like write down what you eat, like log what you eat. Helps. Like she's just like very like, she'll help you like reach your dreams, and I feel like you need a friend that does that.
I think that Logan's just like, my favorite thing is that she's just like always there. Like I can just ask her about anything and everything, and it's just like, I know she'll always be there. Yeah. Favorite makeup products.
The Tarte concealer.
Tarte concealer.
We both live by that.
I live by that. Live and love by. What did Logan think when you started your YouTube channel? Biggest struggles this past year, and how did you overcome it? What do you think?
I don't know. I wanted to do it. I was like, oh, she needs to do it because she like talked about it for so long. She would be like, I really want to do it, and like you talked about for like seriously for like 3 months before you started doing it. Probably even before that, but like really seriously for 3 months.
It took me a long time.
I was like, dude, like literally grab a camera, grab Zane's camera, and film something and just talk because you'll be fine. And now look.
Yep. And then
it's popular.
Biggest struggles this past year, and how did you overcome it? I don't know.
Like I think for me, like I switched from health science to accounting, and it was like I was catching myself like being like, oh, is this what I should really be doing?
But having to like balance school, a relationship, me time, friendships, a job, YouTube, working out, that was insane. It was hard. Ella, having a dog, like my dog is a child, like she's not even a dog, like she's so high maintenance.
She might be more high maintenance than a child, actually.
My mom said that. My mom was like, I actually think she's more high maintenance than you were when you were a kid, and I was like, yeah, I believe it, but still love her. I already answered how you motivate yourself to exercise, but some of your favorite workouts. I love doing like free weight stuff. Like I don't really like using machines that much, but I still use them because I still think they're effective. I just don't prefer them. I think my favorite workouts are just doing like I don't know, just go on my Fit stuff and you can like see a lot of my favorites. I post a lot of my favorites on there. Favorite song at the moment?
Jason Aldean's You Make It Easy.
She is such a country gal. I love country music too, don't get me wrong, but I just like listen to everything and anything. Ring by Cardi B and Kalani is like really good. Y'all know that. I really like this song, It's Strange, which is my intro song.
Strange?
It's Strange. It's my intro song, but my intro song is a remix of it, but I really like the original. It's like really, really good. How do you deal with jealousy in a relationship?
This is what you do.
I don't know if it's jealous of like the significant other, if it's jealous of other girls.
So when being in a relationship, you have to realize that if somebody doesn't want to be with you, they're not going to be with you. I feel like being in like a pretty long-term relationship, I just had to realize that like if my boyfriend didn't want to be with me, that like he wouldn't. So like I needed to not get jealous. He's hanging out with like a group of girls, like friends, like just like friends.
Yeah.
Because like if he was gonna do something, he would have done it. And you just have to like know that you're okay to have like opposite sex friends. Like it's just how life works.
How do you handle college and personal life so easily and still get awesome grades? And when can we expect more study vlogs? Study vlogs whenever I start back to school in August. Handling your college and personal life so easily, it's not easy. Like it probably looks easy, but it's not. I don't know. I think just balance is key. Favorite thing to do at the University of Alabama? Football games.
Yeah, because your team's freaking good.
Yeah. If you could move anywhere in the world, where would you go?
You really liked Arizona and Seattle.
Arizona is so amazing. But anywhere in the world, that's like...
In the world, they're like...
I'd go somewhere in Europe, I think. Hardest part of transitioning from high school to college? Probably just like being away from home, I think is just like hard. And living on your own.
Family, not having your mom cook for you every night, really hard.
Biggest fears and anxieties. My failing at life. A huge fear of mine is divorce. That's like probably my number one, actually. Yeah, I'm extremely scared of that. How hard is it to take care of your hair? It's pretty hard. It like
really?
I don't know, like curly hair you can just kind of like let it be, but it like looks bad if it's not like the day you washed it. So it's kind of, she has curly hair too naturally. Favorite meme? Mine is the guy that's like going like that or whatever.
Yeah, that expresses most of my
I do that all the time. Favorite piece from Shein that I have so far? Probably like my shorts that I wore in the picture that I actually posted with her.
Yeah, she actually gave me those.
Yeah, because I actually got two. And yeah,
they're pretty nice.
Do I prefer Griffin's hair long or short, or any guy's hair length for that matter? I like it both ways on him.
I really don't know.
I don't really know those. I don't know. I like it both ways, but I don't think
when
it's like that for every guy.
Wasn't it short?
It was really short when I first started, yeah. What made you decide on the colleges you chose? What are your majors, and what made you decide to pursue that field? I chose Alabama because I had the most scholarship there, and it was the cheapest, and I like literally like couldn't afford to go anywhere else. So what do you mean?
Not anymore. Full bright futures.
I'm accounting and finance, and Logue Star is accounting, and we pursue those fields. I pursued it because I like business, and I like how accounting is like practical but also challenging. So yeah, I think that's
I picked UF because I wanted to do medicine, so it like made the most sense. Like it was like the best school for pre-med. But then I switched and I'm accounting now because my mom is an accountant and my dad is a financial analyst. And I picked accounting because it's like the hardest one. So my mom was like, just shoot for the stars. So that's what I'm doing, trying to shoot for the stars. I'm most grateful for in my life, I would just say the people in it, yeah. And
and just all the blessings that God has given me, because there are lots of them. Favorite music artist, favorite genre. I'm very
Country.
Hers is country, but I'm like so mood dependent. So like
It
depending
is
on
kind of, yeah,
the season and mood,
Country's
like
good, though.
I like.
I feel like there's nothing better. I mean, I don't have a Jeep, but if I had a Jeep, like, and a Jeep with like the doors off and listening to country music on a hot day.
Driving
Like,
how much did your life change once you went to college? It completely turned around. Absolutely. What do I use for my hair? I just use the Frizz Mist Redken shampoo and the All Soft conditioner from Redken, and then I use John Frieda for the Ease Moves. My friend Megan from school asked, how do I lose 100 pounds without working out? You're gonna have to amputate a part of your body to do that, girly. If you have a superpower, what would it be? Mine would be to read minds.
yeah, but that'd be also so bad.
That would be so bad, but I feel like you would just get people's intentions right off the bat.
Mine would be to be super smart without studying.
Oh yeah, that would be really nice, because then you could just
If I was a
do whatever you
superpower,
wanted.
that's what I would want. Like,
Yeah.
you literally do whatever and still get good grades.
So those are all the questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and subscribe. And give us a thumbs up if you liked it, and a thumbs up if you like Ella. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.